This is the first TV movie that I've seen in a long, long time that felt like it deserved to be a TV movie. The budget wasn't there. Let's just say that. The critters looked okay. For the most part, they looked okay. They weren't CGI, thankfully, but they just looked okay. They were obviously hand puppets or something. I've only actually seen the first Critters movie, and now this one. And I only picked up this because it was in the bargain bin, and I thought, why not? It's an okay-ish movie. I wouldn't say that I enjoyed it. I definitely wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it didn't pain me to watch it. It was entertaining. It was entertaining. If I was to give it a rating out of 10, it would be a 4. It would probably be pretty low. The premise is pretty much like the first movie, where the critters fall from space and they just start attacking a family. Except this time it's not a family, and it's a girl and a brother babysitting a girl and a brother. And the movie starts off with an introduction. You get an introduction of a college, you get a pizza parlor, or wherever that fast food restaurant was supposed to be, a sheriff's department, some other law enforcement, a house, the house they're going to babysit, and it's like it's just like a massive exposition dump. And it's like, okay, great, I've had this exposition jump, can you like give me something? And they They can't even give you decent kills, because the first kill is off screen, and then it pans back, and of course they do like a little rip off of Alien, where the little critters come out of the belly, and there we are. You have multiple krites. They're multiple krites. Great. Do they really do much? No, they just go around attacking all the areas they've introduced, while the babysitter and the children she's babysitting are just being idiots. They're supposed to go for a picnic. Somehow they stumble across a white critter, and the babysitter's like, don't touch it. It's a wild animal. We don't want to do this. And then children are like, oh, but it's hurt. We could take it home. We could look after it. And it just instantly goes, oh yeah, okay, let's do it. They put it in the bag, and then they get in a car and they drive home with this thing in the bag. Then when they get home, they're trying to put antiseptic on it, as you do. You know, you find a wounded animal, and of course you're going to put antiseptic that's designed for humans on an animal. Yeah. And then she's scared of it. I just think to myself, you've just picked up this wild animal, right? You've taken it home. You've kept it in a bag for probably at least 20 minute trip. And now you're frightened of it. Why would you bring it home if you're frightened of it? You're not even bringing it to your own house. You're bringing it to the children's house who you're babysitting for. What are you doing with your life? Seriously. There's no common sense in this movie. And that's one of the things that really pisses me off about this movie. It's just so many things. They get to naming it, the white critter as well. They call her Snowball, and of course that's not original, so they call her Bianca. And I was like, okay, yeah, great. Are you calling her Bianca because the babysitter and her brother are black and it's a black name? I don't know. I might cut that bit out because that sounds racist. And of course, one of the critters follows the white critter home. The critter that follows them bites the little boy's leg who's being babysat. And usually, when a critter, throughout the rest of the movie, when a critter bites someone, that's basically the flesh ripped off their leg, right? And this kid ain't even bleeding. He's not even hurt. He limps for a bit, and someone helps him. And they're just like, oh yeah, you know, we wrapped it up. You know, we put anesthetic, got it in the house. I'm like, but it attacked you in the house. Why would you stay in the house with the critter and put antiseptic on his leg and then run away? That makes no sense whatsoever. And speaking of which, right, they take the white critter with them. The car's screwed, so they walk to the police station where her uncle is, and he doesn't believe in aliens. And she's like, oh yeah, no, aliens. We took a picture of them and stuff like that. I'm like, you've got an alien in your bag. Just show him the bloody alien in the bag. And then you don't need to explain it. You just don't need to explain it then, because the alien's clearly in the bag. And he can see that. No, what did they do? They walk into another room, and he goes, I don't believe your brother. He thinks of aliens. He's an idiot. And then she's like, oh yeah, but we're going in the bag. I'm like, okay, show him the bag. Do they ever show him the bag? No, they bugger off. They go to the fast food restaurant that she works at for, I don't know why they do that. And then he goes off and he goes to the house that they're babysitting in, and of course finds critters. Like, what do you expect to find? Yeah, he finds out their weakness, and then he bumps into them again, and he tells them about the weakness, yada yada yada. And the critters at this point have just literally overtaken the town and just like feasting on people, which looks good. It looks good. It's a good scene. It's a good scene. But what ruins it is our main protagonist, right? Is just walking normally through all these critters. There's like 20 of them, right? They're feasting on people all around her, right? And not one of them even looks up at her and like, are you taking the piss right now? No, because it makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The whole 4 people in this movie, who are the main characters, they've got plot armor. They've got serious plot armor. They cannot get hurt at all. They are safe no matter what they do. They can literally walk through a bunch of critters and they won't even get hurt. Even when they interrupt swan feeding and he notices them. He doesn't attack him. Why doesn't he attack him? I have no bloody idea why he doesn't attack him. You've already killed some other kid in the movie. Speaking of which, right, the little brother wants to get with the babysat little girl, right? Now the babysat little girl looks about 10. He looks about 18. No, no. I know. I don't know if these actors are the age of the actors or whatever, but that guy looked like a bloke, right? And she looked like a little girl. So no, that just no. That just did not work for me, and it felt really, really creepy and really, really off-putting throughout the whole movie, especially the way he ended it. And I was like, no. So then we get to the third act, right? They're at the college, obviously. Obviously, it's going to end in the college because they had this whole big setup, and it was like, oh yeah, you know, the college is going to be the final act and something like that. The only bit I quite liked in the third act was the giant ball of critters running over a guy, and you don't even get to see that. You get to see the ball of critters, but you don't actually get to see the guy getting squished, which is such a disappointment because I would have loved to just see him go splat. Well, you even got the main cast reaction for it, but I wanted to see that. Then the main cast, after taking, I'm going to call it Bianca, the white critter, with them throughout the whole movie, they decide that the rest of the critters are attracted to that critter and trying to kill it. So let's just leave her in a corridor. Let's just leave her in a corridor. She can kill critters, but let's just leave her in a corridor to do stuff. Right, okay. And then just running through various things. Nothing really happens. And then they find a shed full of weapons and just start fighting the critters. And it's like, okay, great. There's like, I can't even imagine how many critters were actually in that scene. It was at least 20, if not 30, and they were just easily killing them. Whereas anybody else, people have had guns, they've been doing stuff with guns and stuff like that, and they've just literally just munched on them. They've just literally been, boom, you're dead. But somehow, these four with the plot armor, they survive a whole army of them, right? Even when the critter did the little porcupine shoot thing, whatever they do, that paralyzes people, usually paralyzes people, and the rest of it happened in the first one. I don't know about the rest of the movies because I haven't seen them, as I said. Yeah, the little prick doesn't work. She pricks the brother in the neck and she pricks the girl in the arm, and they're not paralyzed. And I'm like, why are they not paralyzed? Why is this having no effect on them? Even when she's fighting the bloody main critter, she's absolutely fine. She's still just beating up the critter and nothing happens. I'm like, okay, great. I was like, okay, is Bianca not going to be involved in this finale or something? No, she gets her own little scene where she beats up 3 critters. Great. And the grandma who's introduced towards the beginning, she got a laser gun and she started shooting critters. So she wasn't even to the rescue either. She was just there. Did she have a big payoff at the end? She killed a few. That was it. That was all she did. Did she have the main cast? Not really. But yeah, that was Critters Attack. Does it make me want to watch the rest of the movies? No, honestly, no, it doesn't make me want to watch the rest of the movies. I know this is a straight to DVD movie, but the first one itself was just an okay movie. I don't think the quality throughout the rest of the movies is what there's 3 other movies. There's the second one, third one, and fourth one, and then you get this one. I don't think the quality is really going to go, oh yes, first one was okay-ish, and now we're going to have like an amazing second and third. I know the third one had Leonardo DiCaprio's acting debut in it, but that's not going to make me want to watch the movie because I don't care. I generally don't care. Would I watch this movie again? Probably would. If I was in the mood, when you're in that mood to kind of watch a bad movie, that's the kind of mood I would have to be in to watch this movie. And to be fair, when I actually put the movie on, that was the mood I was in. I was in the mood. I was like, okay, I've watched a great movie. Now I'm going to watch an okay movie. And it did its purpose. It did its purpose. It entertained me.